Hello and welcome back to KSP. So we are doing the episodes a little bit differently at the moment. I'm splitting the building of the rockets off from actually flying them, just so that the episodes don't get too long, because obviously we're now sort of building bigger and bigger rockets and we're going further and further, which means that it's hard to fit it all in one episode. And rather than leaving an episode halfway through a flight, I'm going to try and break the building of the ships off from the actual flying, and hopefully that'll bring the episodes back to sort of the 20-minute mark. Now, unfortunately, I tried to record this once already, and there was a bit of a problem. The game crashed, my recording software crashed, and it voided out the recording that I'd already done. So I've lost about a 5-10 minute recording where I bought science and took on a new contract and things. So we've spent all our science. I ended up getting, I believe, aviation and one or two of the larger techs here, as you can see. I also upgraded this building so that I could get more contracts. So I've now got a total of 3 contracts. I can have a max of 7. So the extra one that I got was science data from around the moon. No, explore the moon. That's the one. So it wants you to orbit, do a spacewalk, and return to Kerbin. So, with that, that is what we're going to try and attempt. We're going to try and build a rocket to get us to the moon this time, rather than going to Minmus by mistake. So if we have a look at the previous rocket, yeah, it is that one. So this rocket just didn't have enough strength to actually get us into orbit. Now, I want to actually pull these pieces off from there and attach them here. There we go. Because this stage never actually made it to the moon, whereas hopefully this stage will once I've finished playing with this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this and throw it away. For all of it. So we're still keeping this as our flight stage back from the moon to Kerbin. And we're keeping this as our lander stage. But what we're going to do is we're going to build a brand new stage that's going to hopefully get us into orbit. And get us to the moon. So we will have a quick look at some of the parts I've unlocked. Now, we now have larger engines. As you can see, the size difference. And we can combine that with the larger fuel tanks that we have to give our rocket a bit more of a kick. So, we're going to have a small detach piece. Now I need to get these new parts up to the right size. There it is. And then the larger fuel tank. 2 of them. You know what, let's go 3. And then a big rocket. Okay. What is it? That's the one. Zoom out a little so we can have a better look at this. Right, so obviously this is what I want us to get into orbit. This stage is obviously going to start our burn. Well, actually, I say start our burn. Really, this stage needs to both get us to the moon and get us into orbit. So I'm going to add 4 little tanks of RCS fuel. I'm also going to add 4 RCS thrusters near the bottom, near the top, and I shouldn't really need to add them on the other stage. Having them there should spin us. Put them at the highest point. and hopefully keep them lined up. That would be better. Oh, it's because I've only got 3 of them. 4 please. And 4 please. Oh no, not... My god. 4 of them. Thank you. Lovely. Right. And I suppose I'll have 4 of them as well, just to even it all out. Okay. Now the other thing we've got is a reaction wheel. Now I definitely want that. It can go just there. There we go. So that will make turning my rocket a little bit easier. Now once I get down to the very small, that's not going to be needed in any way. I'll be able to turn quite easily at that point. Now, I've only got this very small decoupler. So we're going to attach that there, and we're going to build out from it a little. Because one of the problems is, when you've only got a small decoupler like that, it doesn't really push off in a good way. And in the last video, I'm sure you know that occasionally we were hitting the pieces of rocket that we were detaching, and that's all well and good until sort of one of them explodes on us. So by adding those like that, it just pushes the bits of rocket we're going to add a little bit further out, so hopefully we can avoid hitting them. There we go. And another one of you. Now this rocket is getting a lot bigger than it started, and it is probably a lot bigger than it needs to be, but oh well. In fact, it is much bigger than it needs to be because it's now bigger than it's allowed to be. Okay, throw that away then. How much weight? Okay, so we've got double the weight we are currently I can become. In which case, we'll go with smaller fuel tanks. Just to give us another kick. Get us that little bit higher up. Yep, that looks good. And they will have swivel engines. Okay. These are just really not very fuel efficient. No. Okay. Have some nose cones on top. Have some fins just to help with vectoring. And I also want booster rockets, really. Now, same thing again, I'm going to put these on just to push the rockets out a little bit from my main system. Now obviously this rocket weighs a lot more. Okay, so I won't be able to have those ones. They weigh too much. Oh, there we go, that's better. No, even that's too much. Littlest ones then? No, even they're too big? Wow, okay. In which case, just lower the fuel in them. Okay, wow. Really not taking away much by taking the fuel away. Okay then, in which case I won't add any of them. I will put those on there just to hold the rocket up and strut everything. go. I'll get it to strut eventually. There we are. And a couple down here. It's sort of the Kerbal way, just fit everything with iron bars and hopefully none of it will fall off. And the other thing I want to do is to put all the fuel from these tanks into this ship. There we go. So these will burn first, drop away, then the main piece burns. Okay, we don't need that as an extra anymore. Right, so we want those 4 thrusters to burn, the main thruster to burn, these 4 break away, that one breaks away, and these 4 engines begin to burn. There we go. Right, save this as the Moonlander, and we are going to give it a test. We're going to have a pilot on board just for the test and launch. So for the test, I'm basically just going to launch up, see how high I get before it goes bang, if it goes bang. Those struts I've just realised, because these are 3s and they're 4s, they don't work very well. Okay, so that's something to pull off when I go back into the vehicle assembly. Right, full throttle and fire. And we're going down. No, we're going sideways and down. Oh dear. Okay, problems. Huh. I think something went wrong. Huh. Okay. Revert to assembly building, please. See, this is why we do testing. Yeah. Throw that section away. Really didn't help in any way, did it? So, nose cone on top of there. Helps if it put them everywhere. There we go, that's better. So with smaller rockets we've got a higher allowance, so we need something to give us a kick. Put it low enough. Big one, can we have the big one this time? No, we cannot. Slightly smaller one, can we have the slightly smaller one? Yes, we can. Excellent. Okay. So move that to there, move those for there, and try that again. Okay. Full throttle, turn on SAS, and fire. Oh, we're actually going up this time. Well, that's a bonus. I am moving off the axis though. Come on, go straight up, not sideways. There we go. Now again, because this is only a test, I am just going straight up. They break away. Come on, Jeb, you're meant to be better than this. Keep it straight up. Well, everything seems to be going well this time. See how high I get before other things burn off. So I'd throttle down a little. How much fuel is left? Okay, so these are still full. That's excellent. There's the boosters hitting the ground. Okay. Yep, so the extra bits there did help with that. And now I'm now going down a bit. I am slowing down, but I'm at 14,000. Total height is 17,000. Okay. But with the amount of fuel I've got in this, I think I should be able to get an orbit around Kerbin. Okay. Revert flight to assembly. So I think we have got a workable rocket. So I'm going to leave the vehicle assembly building. And I'm going to leave it off there, guys. So if you enjoyed, please like, subscribe and comment. And if you want to see me flying the ship, tune into the next episode of Kerbal Space Program, where I will be flying that hopefully to the moon and back. See you later.